Now let's practice small talk. We'll go through 5 key topics: work, travel, food, weather, and everyday life. For each one, I've prepared typical questions, so by the end, you'll have a full set of 45 ready-to-use phrases. We'll practice in 2 modes: slow, so you can understand the structure of each question and practice your pronunciation, and fast, to feel the natural rhythm of small talk. And guys, don't forget, you can pause the video or rewind if you need to repeat a phrase with me one more time. All right, let's start with work. I think this is one of the most relevant topics. It usually takes up a third of our day, so there is always something to talk about. And the first question: what do you do? How did you get into marketing or sales? What do you do? How did you get into marketing or sales? And the second question: what's a piece of career advice you've received that you'll never forget? What's a piece of career advice you've received that you'll never forget? You can ask about the best or worst advice. Sometimes we learn the most from the bad ones. Moving on. What do you like most and least about your job? What do you like most and least about your job? What was your first job? What was your first job? We all start somewhere, and that's always interesting. Maybe someone's still at their first job. Share it in the comments, guys. Question number 5. If money weren't an issue, what would you do for work? If money weren't an issue, what would you do for work? It's a very thought-provoking question, isn't it? All right. How do you usually start your work day? How do you usually start your work day? Do you rush out with a coffee or take your time at home? Where do you usually go for lunch? Bring food from home or eat out? Where do you usually go for lunch? Bring food from home or eat out? Do you prefer working in an office or remotely? Do you prefer working in an office or remotely? And we have 2 more left here. What big projects are coming up for you at work? What big projects are coming up for you at work? And finally, what do you think about the 4-day work week? What do you think about the 4-day work week? Not too hard, right? But for many people, starting a conversation in real life is actually the hardest part. I know that many of you freeze, your mind just goes blank and you either say something random or even, sorry, I don't speak English, though that's not true. Your brain just isn't trained enough yet. And that takes practice. If you don't have anyone to practice with, you can do it on your own. I even have a video on my channel about that. Or you can try apps like Lingolooper. It's for those who already know the basics and want to speak better, not just memorize more words. You enter a 3D world, a mix between a language app and The Sims. Millennials, remember that video game? Where you chat with AI characters like a barista, co-workers, or people on the street. They respond naturally and adapt to your level. It's not about boring exercises. It actually feels like traveling or living in another country. There are lots of languages and topics, and you can go at your own pace. I even tried Spanish myself.
Hola.
Hola.
Buenas tardes. ¿Qué café te apetece hoy?
Un americano, por favor.
Aquí tenemos unos pasteles riquísimos. El de zanahoria es mi favorito. ¿Te gusta?
Sí, me gustaría probarlo.
Aquí tienes tu café y el pastel.
If you're nervous about talking to real people, start here. Use my promo code and you'll get 50% off for 1 whole year unlimited access to this app. Link is in the description. All right, let's get back to our lesson. Now let's move on to a more pleasant topic, travel. Here are some questions you can ask. I heard you recently went to France. How was it? I heard you recently went to France. How was it? What's on your must-see list? What's on your must-see list? I love asking about people's dream destinations, so share yours in the comments. What's the most unusual trip you've ever taken? What's the most unusual trip you've ever taken? Do you prefer active travel or relaxing by the pool? Do you prefer active travel or relaxing by the pool? You can add why that style of travel or which country is best for that. Next question, I love this one. I know you are learning Japanese. Are you planning to visit Japan? I know you're learning Japanese. Are you planning to visit Japan? How do you usually deal with jet lag? Any tips? How do you usually deal with jet lag? Any tips? Which country's food do you love the most? Which country's food do you love the most? You can add. And what do you recommend from your own country's cuisine? Where are you planning to go for your next holiday? Where are you planning to go for your next holiday? And we have 2 more left here. Any tips for traveling with kids? Do you actually get to rest? No. Any tips for traveling with kids? Do you actually get to rest? And the last one here, Christmas is coming. Are you planning to travel or stay home? Christmas is coming. Are you planning to travel or stay home? Now let's move on to everyday life. These questions help you connect on a personal level. And here, if you know people's plans or interests, you can join in, hang out, and get to know them even better. And the first one, what do you usually do on weekends? What do you usually do on weekends? What's your favorite hobby or thing to do in your free time? What's your favorite hobby or thing to do in your free time? Have you read or watched anything interesting lately? Have you read or watched anything interesting lately? Do you have any pets? Tell me about them. Do you have any pets? Tell me about them. Are you from the city? Where did you grow up? Are you from the city? Where did you grow up? What did you love doing as a kid that you still enjoy now? I love this question. What did you love doing as a kid that you still enjoy now? Any plans for upcoming holidays? Any plans for upcoming holidays? Guys, if you know your conversation partner has kids, you can ask, how are your kids doing at school? How are your kids doing at school? What habits or rituals help you relax? What habits or rituals help you relax? Do you like concerts or festivals? There is one happening this weekend. Do you like concerts or festivals? There's one happening this weekend. Next up, one of my favorite topics, food. Food always brings people together and it's such an easy way to start a friendly chat. So the first question, do you like cooking at home or eating out more often? Do you like cooking at home or eating out more often? Do you have a favorite fast food or a street food spot? Do you have a favorite fast food or street food spot? Have you ever tried anything unusual or exotic? Have you ever tried anything unusual or exotic? What foods or dishes remind you of your childhood? The cartoon Ratatouille immediately comes to my mind. So, what foods or dishes remind you of your childhood? That pie you baked looks amazing. Would you share the recipe? That pie you baked looks amazing. Would you share the recipe? I'm planning to make lasagna for dinner. What about you? I'm planning to make lasagna for dinner. What about you? Do you like Chinese food? I absolutely love it. Do you like Chinese food? I absolutely love it. And my favorite one. What do you usually have with your morning coffee? Something sweet or savory? What do you usually have with your morning coffee? Something sweet or savory? I'm really interested, guys. Tell me in the comments. And finally, let's talk about the classic small talk topic, the weather. What the weather like today? Is it funny? Funny. Why funny? Sunny. What the weather like today? Is it sunny? What's the weather like today? Is it rainy? Back to my school days. So, it might seem simple, but it's a perfect icebreaker. Talking about the weather can easily lead to other topics like hobbies or weekend plans. And the first question, oh, it's raining today. How do you usually spend rainy weekends? Oh, it's raining today. How do you usually spend rainy weekends? What kind of weather do you work best in? What kind of weather do you work best in? Does weather affect your mood? Does weather affect your mood? What's your favorite season and why? What's your favorite season and why? Mine is definitely autumn. Autumn, fall. Love it all. How do you handle heat or cold? How do you handle heat or cold? I love cloudy, rainy days. What about you? I love cloudy, rainy days. What about you? How do you even work in this heat? Oh, how do you even work in this heat? Can you imagine it's been raining non-stop for a week? Can you imagine it's been raining non-stop for a week? Alright guys, your homework, answer these questions and try to give specific answers, not just yes and no. By the way, you can easily practice all these phrases and topics in Lingolooper. Just pick a scene you like at the office, at a cafe, or on a date, and start talking. You can't just tap the right answer on the screen. You actually have to speak. And every time your conversations feel a bit more confident and natural, that's the best feeling. The app is available on iOS and Android. And don't forget about the promo code that gives you a 50% discount for a whole year of using the app. I'll leave the link in the description. Give it a try and tell me which conversation turned out to be the funniest or most interesting for you. My virtual barista, for example, already remembers how I like my coffee. Americano, with no milk or sugar. And here are a few tips for small talk. First, be interested, not interesting. You don't have to be funny or an expert in everything. What matters most is showing genuine curiosity about the other person. For example, oh, you recently went to Italy? Which city did you like the most? Then use energy and positive tone. People enjoy talking to someone who smiles and listens actively. Even simple phrases like, really? What happened next? Make the conversation come alive. And finally, pay attention to body language. That's important. And that's it for today's lesson. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment with your favorite question, and subscribe for more English tips. See you next time.